You're tuning in to the online broadcast network, Afterbuzz TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. Afterbuzz TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hey guys, we are here doing a spotlight on. I've got the lovely Annabella Gutman with me today.
Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. Look at you. You're a woman that wear many hats. You're the actress, model, producer, TV host, Miss Los Angeles. What are you doing? How do you find time?
I don't. I'm a hands-on woman. I'm very busy working as a model, actress, producer, doing a lot of charity work with Miss Los Angeles. But I find time. It's hard to find time because you have to do so many things. But you have to balance everything. But I'm excited about everything that I do. I'm very passionate about it.
Right.
So I find the time to find time.
Well, it is. That is what they say. Like, if you love the work that you're doing, you never really work a day in your life. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, it seems to me, from what I've gathered, that all the projects you do, you actually enjoy. You're at the point in your career and in your life where you don't have to take a project just hoping that it will get you to the next project, that you're actually able to pick and choose some projects that really, move you or inspire you to keep working.
Yeah, I mean, that's the key in the entertainment industry. You can't just sit and wait for the break to come. You constantly have to create breaks and promote yourself. And with today's society, you can actually, by social media, you can really get yourself out there. You know?
It definitely has changed a lot since... it's funny, in doing my research of you, and I'm not going to ask you on air, but one thing I couldn't find is exactly how old you are. But it is kind of interesting how, even in the past 10, 15 years, how it's changed the game of being able to get yourself out there.
I know, like work that I've done when I was a teenager, they're not even online anymore. It wasn't such a thing online or iPhone.
Right.
So, like, for example, I'm in my 20s. I prefer not to say exact age.
No, that's fine.
In my 20s.
Keep the mystery.
Yeah, keep it up. But, a lot of my stuff that I've done in the past, I can't keep track of it because it's on magazine or paper.
Right.
So, like, I call my mom, and I'm like, Mom, can you please find it and scan it for me? And she's like, I don't know where my socks are. This house is big.
Right.
So it's kind of hard to find things that you've done in the past because I've done it my entire life since the age of 12, actually. So
wow. I know.
Yeah,
so
everything changed.
Yeah. So let's rewind a little bit to that childhood. So you were born in Israel.
Correct.
And your father is Czech and Polish, mother Brazil. So you've got a very multicultural family.
Yes.
Which I think a lot brings to the person that can travel and it just opens you up to experience by nature.
Yeah, that's very true. And I think if I didn't have the opportunity to move to New York when I was so young, I would probably have to serve the army and my life path would be completely different. I don't know where I would have been right now if I didn't take that opportunity.
Right.
So I moved in a very young age to New York.
Right.
And
how old were you when you moved to New York?
16.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
By myself.
But even before that, you pretty much started some of the things that triggered me, and it really does, because I feel like as a woman, as a model, as almost a role model, there's almost a responsibility that comes with that.
Of
but
course.
in the same sense, you don't want to always make it a responsibility. Like by default, you'll become a role model. And some of the things, like getting at the age of 4, I believe you started with ballet, and your parents got you into sport and team sport, and I feel
all the time.
I feel like that just really shows, like a team player, how you win, you lose. It really shapes your attitude and just to keep up. And with that, how we were talking about how the internet has changed stuff.
I wish it was back then. I wish I was reborn now so I can keep track of everything I've done.
Right.
But yeah, I honestly, I was born into the showbiz and into sport. Like I was always into sport. I was representing in the athlete school. They had like the school Olympic, and I was like the fast runner. I did like I don't know what you call the game with the volleyball.
Javelin? Oh, volleyball. Yeah. I thought you were throwing something.
No, I also did the medal ball too. That's why I was thinking about the medal ball.
Oh, where you just throw it?
Wherever you throw the farthest. Like, you have to be strong, and they give you this medal ball, and you have to throw it off.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's like a shot put or something like that. Right. Bruce Jenner did it. Did you beat him?
No. He seemed like a nice guy.
Yeah. So, yeah, I feel like that does, getting involved in all those things allows you to become a woman who is able to multitask and to wear many hats
and be very independent and very responsible, because like I had an ultimatum with my family. As soon as they find out that I do any kind of drugs or do anything bad and not finish my school and graduate and go to private college and private school, they'll send me back, because I was a minor. So I had to be such a goody two-shoe. Yeah, I was such a nerd. I still am.
How did that choice come about? I mean, because you started modeling before you came to New York, correct? Yeah. You started modeling, you were on like TV, fashion shows. I believe you and your sister did some stuff together too.
Yeah.
Back in the day. So it's like you had this, like, did you know that as soon as you started doing it, like, this is your path? Because I feel like a lot of parents might be like, oh, you should try this out, or you should try this out. Like, when was the moment that you were like, I'm willing to leave my home and go experience this somewhere else, because I think it could have a better career and future for me? Like, do you remember thinking that?
One thing I remember, when I was 9, my dad had to go buy me new Nike shoes for competition, and I was only 9. And I still remember that day, and he was driving his pickup truck, and he said to me, okay, we'll go get you the best shoes, don't worry, baby, because my shoes were falling apart. And I was like, Daddy, don't spend too much money on me. And he said, what do you mean? I want you to win. And I was like, I'm moving to America soon. I was 9, okay? So, and then like I kind of like throughout my young age, I kind of already knew that I destined to make it bigger than just in Israel, and go wider. And I always visualize of me being in the Big Apple. And like, when you want something and you believe it's coming, it actually comes to you somehow. And when opportunity comes, you can. My mom kind of didn't want me to move, of course. My dad was the one that kind of pushing it, like, this is what you meant to do. We can become independent and help the family. We need that to happen. So I knew it since a very, very young age.
That's amazing. Like, if you really think about that, the fact that you saw this opportunity, I mean, at such a young age, being able to decipher through where I am right now doesn't hold the opportunity, a big enough opportunity for what I think I can be. Like, to have that confidence is really amazing.
I'm a Leo, so I think that's a big part of me. I'm very driven, ambitious, and I'm very excited. Like, even still today, every day I wake up, I'm like, okay, I'm so excited. So what do I have to do today? I'm looking at my to-do list, and I'm like, okay, this is going to happen. I have to do this, and that. And like, I'm very grateful, because even just being here, coming from another country, you become the most appreciative person on the planet, because it's not easy to come here and become legal and, you know, and living the dream. Even if I'm not Madonna, I still live in the dream that I'm so grateful every day to God that I'm here and I have the opportunity to continue to pursue my passion. So, yeah.
That's awesome. Like, I love stories like this. We get to interview a lot of people here, and when I read about this one, it was like that you were coming, I was like, I want to interview her. You know what I mean? Like,
thank you.
This story,
so
and
nice.
I've actually had the opportunity to travel to some other countries. I've been to like Vietnam, to some places. Yeah. And it's, I experienced that on a smaller scale, to the extent where when I was there, I just realized, like, I live in this country where pretty much anything that I don't have is because I'm lazy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the amount of opportunity here is very, and a lot of people just complain, and you know what I mean? And it's like, complaining doesn't do anything.
What are you complaining about? You should be so grateful.
Right,
like,
that's what
seriously.
I'm saying. That's why I was like, man, I want to talk to her.
If I was born here,
it would have been easier. It might have been easier, but you might have took it for granted. So you never really know.
Yeah, that's very true. I mean, I have a lot of really good female friends and guy friends that are from another country, and they are so ambitious and so independent, so good girls. Like, I have one good friend, her name is Yamaka.
Shout out.
She's from Thailand. Hi, Yamaka. And she's amazing. She's an American citizen now. She worked very hard her entire life. She's starting her Thai massage place. And she's living the dream, so she's a really humble, grateful person. So I notice I relate a lot to foreign people because I know how it is.
Right.
And I have a lot of American friends too, but it's different. There's day and night between American friend and a foreign friend.
Right. Well, we're going to be BFFs of this, so it's all good.
Awesome.
But yeah, no, I totally understand. It's like you guys all have, it's like on top of the challenges of being in Los Angeles. Like I know you started in New York, and we'll definitely talk about that because that's my hometown. So we'll get there. New York. Yeah, it's a really special place. But it's like when you're here, there's so many people in Los Angeles trying to quote unquote be somebody. So the fact that you have made this stuff work and overcome obstacles of getting here, of knowing that your family's really far away, you know what I mean? Like I hope you just take a time out every once in a while and be like, man, I did this. You know what I mean? Like you gotta, and not to be like, I did this, but you know what I mean? It's like you wanna, I hope because what you've done is pretty incredible. So.
Thank you. I really, really, really appreciate your believing in me, understanding what I've been through. But yeah, it's not easy, but you have to keep up moving forward every day.
Right. Okay, so after graduating high school, that's when you moved to New York. Yeah. And then you got this opportunity to travel around the world doing fashion with some of the brands such as Calvin Klein. Like, tell me a little bit about how
Jacobs,
how did all that come about?
Well, that came from the agency that they sent me an audition. I booked the job. I had to go to Milan as well, Paris. One time I was in Japan for modeling work, so I had to travel doing what I love to do.
Right.
I was really excited and very grateful and very happy. I even went back to Israel. I did some commercials over there too. And it's experience that I can never take back, and I got to see different cultures in different countries, and it's a kind of like a dream come true when you think about it. It's like the secret. You want something, you make it happen.
Right.
Make it happen.
Is there one experience that, I mean, I try not to ask people favorite questions because I know that's like a weird thing, but is there any experience that might stick out when you're in Milan or Japan or something and you're like, look what I did. Like, look where I am. Like, what I'm doing.
Yeah, when I was in Japan, I thought New York is big and overwhelming. Yeah. I got to Japan, I thought I'm in another space shell. Like, it was it's even 10 times, I think, bigger than New York. Tokyo is huge. Yeah. And, like, so many people, so much light, so much going on. And I was nervous to eat Japanese food because, like, I didn't know. I heard, like, they cook different things. So I was eating a lot of apples back then. But it was like extremely overwhelming, but amazing place to be. Like I would never in my entire lifetime would think I would ever be there.
Right.
So it was really cool. I went there for work, so I didn't get to do a lot of fun stuff, but I got to see one of the most amazing cities in the world.
Yeah.
And they're really respectful, and it's funny. They thought I'm American. So everywhere I went, they're like, Americano. And like they nod to you. And I'm like, no, I'm not American, but thanks. You know?
You're like, I'll take it.
Sure.
So after you did that for a while, and then when you were in New York, your interest grew in movie and television.
Always, since the day I was born.
It was always the same. Okay.
It was actually, the modeling was a tool for me to move to the real passion of acting and films and produce and write and act.
And did you know that the modeling was the vehicle to get you there? Or did you, from modeling, be like, oh, maybe I should try this? Or was that always the goal?
That was even before modeling. I started to do plays. Back in the days when I was a kid, I started to do plays in the school. Right. And I would write, produce, and cast my own friends and make a play.
So awesome.
So acting was my real passion, like my entire life. So I always took that opportunity of coming to America in New York and pursue the modeling, but then really as soon as I could, after 4-year contract, I was like, I gotta go to LA, you know. And then I moved from first I moved from one country to another country, and then I moved from one big state, which is in New York, East Coast, to the West Coast, to LA by myself again.
Right.
And like when you move to another state, it's a huge responsibility, and it's shocking too. You're like, oh my God, it's so different than New York. Now I have to get used to that.
Yeah, it is. And it's funny because like I mentioned, I grew up in New York, and I feel like one of the big differences is New York is kind of a vertical city and LA is a horizontal city. Yeah. It's like there's a lot of the same stuff, but you know, like you don't need a car there. There's all this public transportation, and here
taxis
it's like
everywhere.
Yeah, and I mean now more so with like the Ubers and this and that, like there are more public transportation type methods, but it's very, very different. And it for me, and we talked about this a little bit before we came on, it's like New York for me, just it's like I go home and I get gassed up. You know what I mean? Like I get refueled. There's a certain energy about it that I feel like is different from the energy here, and I'm not quite sure that I've figured out why, or that one's better than worse. I don't want to say one's better or worse, but
they're
there's
both
a
different. Like for example, LA, I was just in New York actually for the fashion weekend. LA and New York, they're different because New York, it's all in one place. And actually I looked up how many people actually live in Manhattan. Guess.
Millions.
That's what I thought. 1.6 million. That's it. The other people that come from other cities. Yeah, and their total in New York's all the 5 cities of New York, 19 million. So in New York, it's very claustrophobic, and everything happened. There's so many people, so many beautiful people walking up and down Fifth Avenue, you know.
There's a good style in New York, I would say.
The guys dress up very professional and classy, and it's so much going on, so much happening day and night, which is kind of cool. In New York, nobody walks in New York. In LA, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know, in LA, everybody in the cars. Like, I even find myself, if I have to go to a mailbox across the street, I wouldn't cross the road. I would take my car, go around, and drop off the mail.
Yeah. No, it is. And it's not that it's a laziness or anything. It's a completely different way of being. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
You can't live in LA without a car. There's no way you can live. That's why I never DUI.
Very, very true.
Never drink and drive because take Uber.
It is. Yeah. Uber's good stuff.
Yeah.
So once in LA, you got out here and you became to get more serious in acting and producing. What was that like? Did it just work out right away? Like, did you have any struggles in the beginning? Like,
nothing works out right away.
True.
Nothing ever. Like, you have to earn it. So first of all, I was really skinny, no boobs. I looked like a toothpick, but I guess it worked for the fashion world. And when I started to look for an agent here, for an acting, for commercials and theatrical, it was a challenge. And then when I got it, I started to go on audition, and I realized that I looked nothing like the other women. Every audition that I went, I was like skinny, big gap. You know, I think I think I look better now than I used to look. But LA made me kind of like, okay, I think I need to color my hair. I need to go get boobs now because I'm flat-chested. I have nothing there. And every girl I go, I actually and I didn't want my mom even to know that I moved to LA. So, and I was a minor, so she was the one that in charge of my financial, you know, the bank. Right. So she didn't even know, and I moved here, and I didn't have much money, so I even looked for a job. And I worked at Hooters in Santa Monica with no Hooters. Right. I had to put like socks.
I worked at Hooters with no Hooters. That might be the quote of the interview.
And I remember when I got the job, because they make you audition, like to do dancing and see your personality and singing.
Right. I mean, clearly I've been on that audition too. No, I'm
you
kidding.
Have?
No.
You never know. I can't believe I did it, but I didn't. It was great food, you know. But I remember when I was auditioning for that, my mom even didn't know yet. She thought I'm still in New York. Wow. And I remember you have to learn the menu and you have to do dancing and singing. And it was fun because, like, when they hired me, they said, okay, you got the job. I'm like, really? But I have no Hooters. Like, are you sure? They're like, just put socks in your bra. You'll be fine. You sweetheart. I'm like, okay. So that was actually, and then it was a challenge to actually start to work as an actress.
Right.
So I actually produced my own reality show, from Holy Land to Wonderland and Annabella Cinderella. Right. And I did like a reality based about a girl coming from Israel to the big city of Los Angeles, following her dreams. And I document myself going on auditions, and I sent to a whole bunch of different networks. I ended up landing a gig to host red carpet premieres. And that was a nice little job that got me to open up to a lot of good contacts in the industry, like Quentin Tarantino. Yeah. I interviewed him, all the people from Kill Bill, other celebrities from the Spider-Man movies, Samarad. And I got to really get in the A-list people by interviewing them on the red carpet.
Right.
I got to meet a lot of big people, which lead me to my next thing of like starting my own company.
Right.
Everything always lead to another. I know this.
I've found that too, especially in this industry. It's kind of like you just want to say yes. I mean, clearly you don't put yourself in any like bad situations, but if someone asks you like, oh, you want to go do this red carpet? Yes. You want to go interview this person? Yes. Because you never know what's going to, like, that's just the way it is here. It's like you never know what opportunity is going to arise and what relationship is going to take you to the next project here.
Yeah, that's true.
So wait, time out. Rewind quick. That reality show, though, that never happened.
No, I put it on my website. Because
that's kind of awesome. Like, I feel like that's a really good show. And if you did it a while ago, nowadays, how reality TV is, maybe you might want to revisit that. Like, it's such a good story.
It really is, because it showed me going on audition and trying to adjust myself in LA as a little girl, like a younger girl. And I actually was thinking about it, and I'm actually continuing doing it now, a new project. But I have to find back then I put it on a big VHS tape. So I have to find it and convert it to CDs or DVDs.
That's funny.
Yeah, so I have to find it. But I had it on my website, AnnabelleGutman.com. I had the trailer, the few little episodes. Yeah. And I need to find it, the material.
Yeah, something's resonating with me there. That's going to happen at some point.
Actually, that's what I'm working on next, which is exciting for me. I'm developing a project that it's kind of like about me making it happen in Hollywood.
Right.
It's kind of the same base that I started back when I moved here, but it's continuing like with how do I get an agent, an acting school, and dialect coach, and how do I get rid of my accent or change my accent if I could. So I'm going to continue, and I still don't know if it's going to be a scripted documentary, a reality show, or it could be a webisode turned to a show. I don't know yet. I still
however you decide to distribute it, I definitely think that that's something we need in this industry, especially for women coming up, to see other women go through the struggle. And not that yours was necessarily a struggle, but it was a challenge. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like struggle has a negative connotation, so I don't mean to say that word, but
but it's true. Everybody, I think everybody's struggle. Yeah. I mean, there's always like up and down. Like, you go on 10
it's a roller coaster.
And you're like, God, I haven't booked even one audition. I have to go to 100 more to book one job.
Yeah.
So it's everything in life. You have the roller coaster, but always be positive and move forward.
Right. And I do. I feel like, especially in this industry, there's not as many women as men, clearly. And to see inspiring things like with a really good story, I definitely think that you should do that. Some other things that I saw, you happen to have a cameo on a few, like a bunch of shows. Yeah. My favorite all-time show, 6 Feet Under.
Oh, that was in the pilot. That was a drug addict. That was my role.
That's so funny. I saw that and I was like, oh my God. But it's like big shows that you've had cameos. Or been, 6 Feet Under, Entourage, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. You know what I mean? Like, you've always had something kind of going on.
It was nice because I got to experience how to be in LA on a real set with real cast and crew and production. And I had 2 words in this entire, I think I said, I'm so F high. That was my lines.
Right.
But I was like, they cast me playing the drug addict because I was really skinny.
Right.
And I looked like a coke addict or something, unfortunately. But that got me the role, and that led me to other jobs.
Right. So it is. It's kind of like we were just talking about. It's the experience. It's the saying yes. It's the doing, the things that are a little bit out of the box.
Even if it's a tiny role, tiny, what I had, it still can open the door for something else.
Yeah. And I did get a chance to look at a lot of your pictures online too. I think that another great thing about you is that you're so versatile. Yeah. Like, there's pictures of you, like there's, the typical model swimsuit or fancy, but then there's the sport, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of, you look like the across the board type girl that can kind of do anything. So
pretty much.
Yeah, that's kind of awesome. And it shows in your pictures.
I like to change my look often. I get bored. So I'll go from blonde to brown, from like looking conservative to cool to looking like orthodox. No. But I change myself all the. I get bored and I can do a lot. Like, I can look.
How do you get bored? You have all these projects going on.
But you get bored with my image. So I like to change it up a bit. You know, We all do. I think everybody like to like spice it up, and then like, I need to tone it down. I need to look, you know.
Right.
Same with makeup. I change my makeup style too, or like growing my eyebrows or not growing my eyebrows.
You're like, I like to just keep you guys guessing what's happening out there.
Yeah, I already have the plan for my next hairdo. Like what I'm doing next with my hair.
Oh yeah, you're gonna exclusively tell us here on Spotlight On what's happening with your hair?
I'm gonna cut it shorter, and I'm gonna do it more brown with highlights.
There you go. You guys heard it first here.
Yeah, that's my next thing.
So you've done all this stuff. You've also Miss Los Angeles.
Yeah, I know. I'm proud of it.
Heads up. So tell me about what are you working on right now? Like, what's your big thing right now that you want the people to know about? You know what I mean? Like, where's your focus? I know you always have a lot of things going, but what's happening now?
Actually, my main focus right now is developing my upcoming project. And right now we don't have a title for it, so we just call it Annabella. It's gonna change, but that's my main focus of pursuing the dream, pursuing the career of an actress in Hollywood, and also producer as well. So that's my main focus, but also my contest is coming up in April to compete to be Miss California USA. And then it's Miss California, Miss USA, Miss World. So you never know. I might be Miss USA, Miss World. Who knows? That would be nice.
Hey, why not?
You know, but I take it in a sporty way. If I win, that's awesome. And I'll do so much with my title. I'll promote so many important charities that I care about. But if I don't win, it was a great experience. That's how I see it.
Right. And you do. I've read you do a lot of charity work. You do work with the Red Cross.
Yes.
With the World Peace Organization, with Make-A-Wish Foundation. I mean, I feel like...
Animals.
Yeah, you do a lot
things that I care about. Like, things that are important to my heart, I like to help as much as I can.
Yeah.
So if it's like physical work or donating blood or donating money to them, anything that can promote them too. Like I even did a little trailer for them to show people here you can help too, you know.
Yeah.
So if you go on my website, you can actually see me helping those causes. Yeah. Which actually inspire other people to help.
What is that website so that people know exactly where to find all of that?
It's AnnabellaG.com, ANNABELLAG.com.
Awesome. So I feel like, you know, the charity stuff, it's important. I feel like with great success comes great responsibility. And I love when I hear that people are doing stuff like that. So with all the projects and everything that you're working on, what do you enjoy most? Is there something that stands out that it's like, wow, now that I've been producing, I want to produce, or now that I've been acting, I want to act, or is it just all of them? Like you want to...
It's a good question. I like it all. I like to actually sometimes not produce so I can actually just showcase my talent. But I also like to develop things because I have more control of it. So when I actually produce something, I feel like I know what I'm going to do with it. I know what's my role in this project, if I'm in front of the camera or not, because I've done film where I didn't act in it because I want to be taken as a serious producer. But it's I think my priority is right now actually to focus on getting more bigger films and bigger roles.
Right.
You know, that's one of the things, but the other thing is also develop things on the side. So...
Yeah, it is, because it is kind of a balance where it's like you want a big role, so at some respect you have to go maybe for a movie that's, you know, been like marry a different brand types, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But in the same sense, you can also create that role for yourself, you know? So
yeah,
it's
exactly.
two ways to look at the coin a little bit.
Producing, it's a lot more responsibilities because you have to manage the investor money and you have to cast and the crew above the line, below the line, and you're more responsible of everything in the production. Just acting, it's responsible to deliver the line correctly. So it's two different things that I'm good at it. So I might as well do it while I can.
Mine as well. I mean, so I some other stuff too. I don't know if you do any of this anymore, but I saw some music stuff that you did, that you were some dancing or something with Calvin Harris, Soundgarden. Was that just in the videos, or is there a music passion too, or is it mostly film that, you know, you figure your way to?
I love music videos, and I've done tons of music videos as a model, you know, so they cast me to play a role as a model. So that's something that I do on the side. I constantly get booked to do like different music video, different artists. But I love music, so I love rock, I like pop, anything, you know, like, so for me, music is passion too.
Right,
So
but your
nice.
focus will probably be in TV and film.
Correct,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's my real passion. You gotta follow your heart, you know.
yeah.
Yeah.
You have to. I mean, a lot of people don't have the opportunity to follow their heart right away, but you kind of always have to keep that centered, you know?
I think if you don't pursue something that you're passionate about, you'll be miserable for the rest of your life. Like, everybody have other jobs in LA. They're actors slash waiters slash cashier slash coffee bean people, you know, but they still pursuing what they really want to accomplish in their life. So they can't give up. They got to keep on moving forward till they get to where they want to be.
Right. And besides your family and besides like the way that you
I love my family so much.
I know, I can tell.
I love them.
I can tell
I'll die for my family. I love them so much, and I wish they were here with me.
Right.
They're so important to me. I talk to them all the time.
Really? That's awesome that you do that. And hopefully they get to see all your projects and everything happening. Besides them, are there any like role models or who inspires you to get up every day to be like, I'm going to make this film or I'm going to do that? You know what I mean? Like, is there, especially when you're, you know, grow up somewhere in Israel, do you get, like at a young age, do you know about the people that might inspire someone like me who's been here? Like, how does that work?
It's kind of interesting. I have few different people that inspire me. It's interesting to mention her, but she was actually very smart woman. It's John River.
Yeah.
John River. Like,
Jonas,
I loved her so much, and she was amazing.
She was amazing, and she was like the woman's woman. You know, she was like, just go out there and do what you think, say what you feel, and go for it.
Yeah, and she was not afraid to talk.
Right.
This woman had more guts than any other person, man or woman on the planet. So she's my new role model in a way of like, this woman, nothing stopped her to move forward. And the way she grew in her career, that's pretty amazing. And we all loved her, and I wish she was with us today. Madonna was a huge inspiration for me as a kid.
Right.
Steven Spielberg, although he's a male, he's a
Right.
huge, because he was a ballsy guy. Like,
He makes it happen.
yeah, to take
does.
over an office in Universal Studio without paying rent, that's kind of ballsy.
Yeah.
And say, I'm going to be the next big director. And he did the movie Saw, you know,
Yeah.
a jar. Hold on. What's the name of the movie?
I don't know.
Jar.
Jaws?
Jaws.
Jaws.
Yeah.
Yeah. He but I feel like you're cut from that same fabric as those people where you're like, I'm just gonna do it.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna make it happen.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, if they don't like it, somebody else will. You know,
Right.
Eventually we'll get the break you need.
Yeah.
You know, you have to. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it really is. You have to just keep going because what else is there then? You know what I mean? You can't give up. And you seem like you're not somebody that's ever going to give up. You're going to continue to follow your dreams.
Yeah.
So you're working on, you know, the Annabella. You're going to have the Miss Los Angeles coming up. What else is going on for you?
I'm going right now to a dialect coach to be able to turn on and off my accent.
Right.
I mean, every time people guess where I'm from, they always think like I'm either Brazilian, Russian, Czech, Swedish.
Where are you? Like, is your like, what am I getting right now?
I have
Is this
no
like
idea.
is this like an in between accent, or like did it used to be stronger?
I think it used to be stronger when I moved here, yeah. But right now my accent is like, I don't even know. It's a European accent, Eastern European accent. It's more like, because like my family and I also understand Russian and Polish and Yiddish. So
Wow.
it's interesting accent. It's what makes me different than everybody else, I think.
Right.
You know, I go to acting school, so I'm kind of like, I'm actually right now looking for a new agent for commercial, theatrical, because I've been producing for the past 4 years.
Right.
I didn't give myself time to even be like, hey, Annabelle, I want to be an actress too, by the way. So while I'm still young and hot, I'm actually going to follow up with my real passion of acting and pursue that.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this might be a crazy question, but what do you kind of like to do in your free time, if you have any? Like, you know, being kind of Los Angeles, not new anymore. You've been here for a while now.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like, is there like, what's the thing that kind of grounds you when everything else is going on? Do you like a good hike, or, you know what I mean? Like, what's your, like, bring it back down?
Few things. One, I like to do like kickboxing or running in the Canyon Hills, Fireman Canyon. I like to like swim to put my frustration sometime.
Right.
Massage. I love to get Thai massage. One of my favorite.
Yeah, your friend, she's gonna hook us up, isn't she?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if you need a
I'm
good Thai
coming.
she's good. I'm so happy for her.
Yeah.
She's so adorable.
That's awesome.
What really ground me is talking to my family. Every time I talk to them, I'm like, la la la, I'm in La La Land. Oh, my mom is over there. Okay, I gotta get back to reality. You know, they ground me because they keep on reminding me how proud they are of me, and that makes me happy.
Right.
And that's like, okay, she's right. Like, my family means everything to me, and I hope one day I'll be able to have my own family growing up, to have kids like the way we grew up.
Right.
So they're grounding me, and I love fashion. I love comedy.
Right.
I like to watch cool TV shows. Like, there are a few favorite TV shows that I like to watch right now. It's one. It's called Married on FX.
Yeah, I've seen that show.
You the Worst. It's another funny one.
Right.
On FX, it's funny comedy. I loved Curb Your Enthusiasm with Larry David.
Yeah.
He's hilarious.
It's kind of funny that kind of, you know, with your attitude of being so passionate and going for stuff, the fact that there's like a comic relief, as much as maybe it's not like forefront how it plays, but it kind of keeps you light in spirit about what you're doing so that you can get to your next project.
Yeah, I love watching comedy, and I like even stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
Comedy is actually my specialty. I love comedy.
You should do some.
I am. I'm going to.
Yeah, I would go see that.
Yeah, I'm kind of like Larry David style, more like a girl version of him, I would say.
Yeah, we need more women doing that.
Yeah, I agree with you.
So, I mean, I feel like, you know, if you were going to give, you know, I'll go, you know, case by case, but if you were going to give, you know, a young female some advice about preparing for a Miss Los Angeles, you know, what would you say? Like, what kind of advice would you give somebody about, you know, your different projects? Like I said, I feel like you're an inspirational woman. You've got a lot of stuff going. You're like, I'm going to do this. You live in this space of I can and yes, rather than I feel like a lot of people that are like, well, I can't do that. That's out of my reach.
True.
Like, what would you tell some of those people that might not have that family upbringing or might not have had that experience to go from Israel to New York to LA? Like, what would be your piece of advice to them?
First of all, follow your passion, and to never stop till you get to where you want to be. And if it's Miss Los Angeles, or if it's to be an actress or singer or dancer or musician, you really have to, first of all, be healthy, be happy with yourself. If you're happy with yourself, people see it. If you hate yourself, people will see it too. So you have to be happy with what you have, and it's something that you need to learn how to love your body, love yourself no matter what. If you're skinny or overweight, you need to love yourself. Once you love yourself, I think it shows through, and then you can follow your passion and try to be healthy, try to be a good person. I think the key at the end of the day is treat people the way you want to be treated. You know, so that will lead you to everything that you want in life.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy that it really is just that simple. I feel like we complicate things, you know, like if everyone was just trying to, you know, write and produce and act and do the things that they wanted to do and
enjoy the process.
Yeah. Enjoy the process. And they weren't trying to compare. I feel like, especially with a lot of women in this town, in this industry, you compare, like people compare themselves to different women, what they're doing. And that always leads them at a point where they're not good enough, rather than just doing what they want to do and enjoying their own journey because they're on their own journey. Yeah,
I agree with you 100%. So you really need to follow your heart and enjoy the process doing it. And in every career you have up and down, no matter who you are, even big artists, they still need to keep up like Lady Gaga. Mm-hmm. She's a huge star, but in order to stay Lady Gaga, she needs to come up with new material constantly. She needs to become more creative with her music videos, you know. So, like, you have to maintain what you have and grow with it.
Right.
You know, and be grateful.
Yeah, there is a gratefulness.
Be helpful and grateful.
Before we wrap up, we've only got a few more minutes of talking. Is there anything else that you would like the people to know that you're talking about?
People to know. Regarding to follow me on my Instagram and my Twitter and my Facebook, so they can see what I'm like up and about. If you go to all the social media, type AnnabellaGutman.com or Annabella Gutman on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I usually update people what I'm doing and what I'm about to do. Follow your heart. And I also have another film coming up called Dominion that I produced with Kimber Eastwood, and Richard Laurie directed it and wrote it. It's a really good movie. It's a sci-fi action thriller.
When is that coming out? Tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, it did very well at Toronto Film Festival.
Okay.
And we're taking it to Cannes. And we sold it to Canada, and we're negotiating with domestic distribution.
That's so exciting.
Yeah, that's very exciting. So I might be going to Cannes Festival this year, which I'm looking
You're
forward.
going to be there.
I am.
You and your team are going to be there.
Yeah.
It's going to be amazing. What can you tell us a little bit more about the film, or?
The film, it's an action. It's a thriller film. It's how the world can change in 5 days. It's going to be completely devastated, and a whole new world will start, and what happened in 5 days. So it's something that very intense film to watch, but it's definitely the buzz in all the festivals that we've been to. Everybody loves it.
That's so exciting.
Yeah, you can see it on dominiumthefilm.com. You can see the trailer and the cast and more about the producers and everybody else. It's a good film. Everybody got to see it. But I'll let you know when I have domestic deal, when it's going to be released. The goal is probably next summer.
Well, a lot of our listeners do go to festivals and they know about stuff. So getting it out there and telling people about it is awesome. And yeah, I can't wait till it comes here. I want to see it. I'll go to Cannes and see it.
It's a good film. I'm very proud of it. And I did that one right after Rapture, another film that is a sci-fi thriller film. So those are they're both sci-fi thriller, because I see there's so much market for it and so many people love sci-fi and action.
It is. There has been definitely, and I think that's a shift as well. Like more and more now, people are like on the sci-fi. It's like there's this like almost cult following, and not in a negative way. You know what I mean? Like there's all these people that love these sci-fi movies, and it's more and more, and there's more of them coming. So it's creating this opportunity for this audience that's growing and growing and growing.
Yeah, it's kind of like every film have their own genre. So you have the comedy, sci-fi, action, horror. There is market for every film. Yeah. There really is. But sci-fi became huge. That's why I'm doing back-to-back action film. Because it's a good market. It's sellable. Yeah. It's all about making money at the end of the day.
It is. It really is. But it's like, how creatively and how much fun and how much respect can you get by making money? You know what I mean? Like it's
not that much.
Yeah,
but do it with passion, you get more respect.
Yeah, no, but what I'm saying is if you keep it's all about making money, but people like you who keep your passion in your projects, at the end of the day, you'll make more money because it's like a true piece that you're making. But
also you have to keep in mind what will sell and what will not sell. So certain films, they do really good. Certain films, that you need a big star to sell the film, kind of like drama. It's very hard to sell, unfortunately, unless you have Natalie Portman starring in the film.
Right.
She have a movie coming up called Jenny Got a Gun, and it's a drama cowboy western film that I actually saw the project. And without having Natalie Portman, I don't know if they would be able to sell it because it's tough market for western and drama. But comedy, sci-fi, action, horror, those are great genre to sell.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so exciting. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I can't wait to see what happens with it.
Yeah, I'll definitely let everybody know once I have the date of releasing in domestic United States. I'm excited to share the news with everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. Is there anything else that you'd like to tell the viewers before we sign off?
Follow me on the social media again and like my Facebook page. Yeah. I appreciate that. And everybody have a beautiful week and enjoy the fall season. It's kind of like fall, wintry.
Yeah, and hopefully it'll start cooling off here.
Yeah, it's still hot in LA, but I love everybody and I love my family back home, and God bless America.
Perfect. Thank you guys so much for watching, listening. Send us your comments. Follow Annabella. You can also follow me on Instagram and Twitter at I am Stef Z with an F. And have a lovely night, everyone.
Good night.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Afterbuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the Afterbuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterbuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of Afterbuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of Afterbuzz TV or its owners or principals.